Good morning. I was hoping to have a live chat this morning, but not to worry. We're going to go for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon my time, which is 9:30 for them in the evening. And if you do your maths, you'll realise you probably figured out who I'll be speaking with, but I'll be posting the scheduling the live chat shortly, and then you'll see anyway. I was going through my LinkedIn page. Fortunately managed to connect with a fair few people via LinkedIn, and it's quite a useful one, not least because you've got, or at least I'm on LinkedIn with quite a few of the lawyers who then post interesting articles, and a suggestion that the banning of the use of deceptive tactics, particularly against children, as a making a murderer community, why don't we simply refer to it as the Dassey law, you know, in the same way that Miranda and Brady, well, this will be the, let's hope that in years to come, this outlawing of deceptive tactics, the outlawing of bluffing, yes, Mr. Hamilton, David, that will be forever known then as the Dassey law. I was watching a clip of the it was a newsline, something like that. It was a 10-minute program about the case, and the guy goes and speaks to none other than Richard Ofshe, and Richard doesn't pull any punches. He says, watching that interrogation of Brendan Dassey made me embarrassed to be an American. That's how bad it was, which is great. That's absolutely spot on. And then later on, the interviewer says to him, you know, well, you know, but if I had police wanting to interview, the first thing I would do would be to ask for a lawyer. And he said, well, that's the reason why I never see people like you, because you know what to do. And you, might I suggest that your income is considerably greater than the ones that we deal with, you know. But anyway, I might find that video and put the link in the description below. I'll tell you what it was about. I was telling somebody about Charlie Bowen's parody of Making a Husband. So I noticed that the number of subscribers keeps going up and up and up. Thank you very much. I would hope that we're getting lots of new people coming on board. So I'll put the link to the parody by Charlie Bowens. Charlie Bowens, I've spoken to him about Making a Murderer. He said, look, I don't know much about it. It makes Manitowoc and Wisconsin look bad, but it certainly didn't appear as if the nephew had anything to do with anything. Anyway, I'll post those two. Yes, I must post those two. So as I say, popped up this article, this post in LinkedIn, and somebody had posted a link to this next article. As we know, there's, I think it's 4 states so far. 3 have outlawed the Oregon, Illinois, somewhere else, have outlawed lying to juveniles, and I think New York have actually outlawed lying to anybody. However, let's have a look at what Connecticut have got in the pipeline. It's quite interesting to look at a bill as it's got the Dassey bill as it's going through the various legal stages. Actually, first things first, not being American, where is Connecticut? It's this little square here, this red square. This just above it is Massachusetts. And as you can see, you move across, and here is Wisconsin with Lake Michigan. You can hardly see it, but they've drawn the actual barriers of the various states. But just to give you a bit bigger picture, there it is. As I say, there's Massachusetts. And I believe the little bit at the side here is Rhode Island, but I might be wrong. Anyway, so there you are. There's the capital of Connecticut is Hartford. Now let's have a look at the actual article itself. Just before I do that, I'm going to shut that door because she's found her squeaky toy. While squeaky toys are quite good fun for a few minutes, it becomes a bit intolerable when it's incessant noise. Anyway, we're looking next at this. So this State of Connecticut, General Assembly, Senate, April 19th, 2022. So very, very recent. File number 518, substitute Senate Bill number 306. The Committee on Judiciary reported through Sen Winfield of the 10th District, chairperson of the committee, on the part of the Senate, that the substitute bill ought to pass. An act concerning deceptive interrogation tactics. I say, let's call that the Dassey law. Or the bill, Dassey bill. There we go. That's better now, isn't it? Eh? I like that. The Dassey bill, inspired by Brendan. An act concerning deceptive interrogation tactics, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives in General Assembly convened. 1. Section 1, new, effective October 1st, 2022, as used in this section. 1. Deception or coercive tactics means the use of conduct or written, oral, electronic, non-verbal, or any other form of communication that includes, but is not limited to, that which A, deprives the person being interrogated of physical or mental health needs, including but not limited to food, sleep, use of the restroom, or prescribed medications. B, communicates false facts about evidence that were known or should have been known to be false. C, provides holdback facts pertaining to a crime or crimes that were not previously articulated by the person being interrogated, inducing the person to adopt these facts. That is so true, isn't it? With Brendan. D, communicates false or misleading promises of leniency or other false promises, communicates false statements or misrepresentations of the law. F, uses or threatens the use of physical force upon the person being interrogated or another person. G, uses means or undue pressure to impair the physical or mental condition of the person being interrogated to the extent of undermining the person's ability to make an informed choice whether to make a statement. Forcing them to waive. Miranda. Uses or threatens the unwarranted criminalization of another person. Uses or threatens the unwarranted use of enhanced penalties upon the person being interrogated or another person, or violates the constitutional rights of the person being interrogated. 2, hold back facts means key incriminating facts about evidence presumed only to be known to law enforcement and the perpetrator or perpetrators of the crime, the knowledge of which are presumed to demonstrate guilt. Well, again, I keep going on about this. Mike Holbach, grieving process could last days. How does he know? How does he know? Not found anything yet. B, any admission, confession, or statement, whether written or oral, made by any person, including a child under 18 years of age, during a custodial interrogation by a law enforcement agency official or their agent, shall be presumed to be involuntary and inadmissible in any proceeding if the law enforcement agency official or their agent engaged in deception or coercive tactics during such interrogation. C, the presumption that any such admission, confession, or statement is involuntary and inadmissible may be overcome if the state proves by clear and convincing evidence that the admission, confession, or statement was one, voluntary and not induced by the use of deception or coercive tactics, and two, any alleged use of deception or coercive tactics did not undermine the reliability of the person's admission, confession, or statement, and did not create a substantial risk that the person might falsely incriminate themselves. In other words, just use common sense and look for the whether there's any corroborating facts and evidence. This act shall take effect as follows, and shall amend the following sections, October the 1st, 2022. Okay, so I thought that was quite a, I don't know if there's much else here. I'll put the link to this so that you can check out. Oh, well, let's have a look at this bit here. An act concerning deceptive interrogation tactics. Summary. This bill creates a rebuttable presumption that a written or oral admission, confession, or statement is involuntary and inadmissible in any proceeding if it is made by anyone during a custodial interrogation by a law enforcement agency official or the official's agent who used deceptive or coercive tactics. Under the bill, the presumption may be overcome if the state proves by clear and convincing evidence that the admission, confession, or statement was voluntary and not induced by deception or coercive tactics. And two, alleged use of deception or coercive tactics did not undermine the reliability of the person's admission, confession, or statement, and did not create a substantial risk that the person might falsely incriminate himself or herself. Deceptive or coercive tactics. Again, this is just going over what we've just looked at. Under the bill, deception or coercive tactic means the use of conduct or written or electronic, non-verbal, or any other form of communication that includes the following: depriving the person being interrogated of physical or mental health needs, including food, sleep, use of the restroom, or prescribed medications, communicating false facts about evidence that were known or should have been known to be false, providing holdback facts about evidence relating to a crime or crimes that were not previously articulated by the person being interrogated, inducing the person to adopt these facts. Holdback facts are key incriminating facts about evidence presumed only to be known by law enforcement and the perpetrator of the crime, the knowledge of which is presumed to demonstrate guilt. And of course, the who shot her in the head and Brendan Artson's he did, that's him adopting their Wiegand Fassbender's story. Communicating false promises, including false or misleading promises of leniency, communicating false statements or misrepresentations of the law, use on or threatening to use physical force on the person being interrogated or another person, using means or undue pressure to impair the physical or mental condition of the person being interrogated to the extent of undermining the person's ability to make an informed choice about whether to make a statement. I seem to remember we heard a lot of the phrase, will being overborne, overbearing, Brendan's will. Using or threatening the unwarranted A, criminalization of another person, or B, use of enhanced penalties upon the person being interrogated or another person, or violating the constitutional rights of the person being interrogated. That's interesting. In favor, 21, against 18. 31st of March, 2022. I think inevitably you're going to get dinosaurs in the system. I think though, like Steve Drizzen said in his email to me, you know, opinions change, new people come along. Let's just have a look at that once more. I like that. The Dassey bill. As I say, that's me. I did that. If you just tuned in, that was me on my PDF there. Added the Dassey bill. In fact, let's just. Yeah, that's better. Even better still, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's just close that. So well, I'll do that later. So you've probably been wondering, it's been about 2 weeks since you said you were going to do the final part of this chat with the dude and Richard Leo, and I will get round to that, don't worry. I will put the link to that article and hopefully find the 2 videos, as I say, that I shared with a pupil yesterday, so they should be easy enough to find. I'll pop them in the description, as I say, along with that particular, the Dassey bill. Okay, and we'll catch you all again soon. And I say 1 o'clock my time tomorrow afternoon. Bye for now.